With a tragic accident at an amusement pier on the New Jersey shore, an 11-year-old girl fell to her death from a Ferris wheel earlier this month, and her parents are calling for safety changes. We're going to talk to them in just a moment, but first, NBC's Jeff Brosnan is in Wildwood, New Jersey with the story. Jeff, good morning.
Hi, Ann. Good morning to you. Look, so many of our children will visit amusement parks this summer across the country, which is why these parents want you to listen so closely to their tragic story. Their 11-year-old daughter, Abia Jones, came here to this amusement park in Wildwood, New Jersey, as you mentioned, on a school trip. She got on that Ferris wheel, that huge Ferris wheel, all by herself, and then sadly plunged to her death. No one knows why, but this morning an investigation is underway, and the state of New Jersey is already taking action. It is one of the tallest Ferris wheels on the East Coast, 156 feet high, with sweeping views of the ocean. 11-year-old Abia Jones got on alone. She was here at Maurice Piers Amusement Park with her classmates. The trip, a reward for making the honor roll. Next thing anyone knew, Abia tumbled out of the gondola and plunged to her death.
She was just laying there, and they was trying to perform CPR on her.
She was my everything.
I love you, Bill.
Abia's heartbroken parents still don't believe it.
Most beautiful person you ever want to meet.
I was blessed to be a mother. She was a blessing.
According to the manufacturer, the Ferris wheel has an age requirement to ride alone. 10 years old, Abia met that. She's 11. And she also met a height requirement imposed by Maurice Piers. It is a mystery why Abia fell, but her parents say whatever happened, there were no seatbelts, no restraints, no cage to keep her inside.
It's the law. You must put the seatbelt on while operating a motor vehicle. So why shouldn't a Ferris wheel have a restraint? That's going 156 feet, I believe, in the air.
Do you think if there were restraints, your daughter would be alive today?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
In New Jersey, Ferris wheels are not required to have restraints. In fact, most Ferris wheels nationwide don't have restraints. This particular ride passed inspection recently. After the accident, investigators found no malfunctions or defects. The ride has been at this park for decades without incident, and the park has a good safety record. This is the first guest fatality ever. We spoke with the park's president. One of the family's points was, why not cage in these Ferris wheels altogether so no one can fall out no matter what happens?
Well, our operating history for the past 26 years and history of the industry shows that that's not necessary. So long as there's proper containment, it's a very mild ride, and it's really enjoyable by parties just to have a panoramic view that's really uninterrupted by, sort of birdcage type bars.
But because of Abia's death, state inspectors are tightening the rules, sending this letter to amusement park operators. The new rule, a 54-inch height requirement, which Abia met, and a recommendation, no more riding alone, as Abia did, at least 2 riders per gondola.
Whenever something occurs, we want to step back and analyze it and see whether or not there's some changes to be made.
By all accounts, Abia's sudden fall was an accident, but her parents say it's more than that. It's a wake-up call for all of us.
We would never want this to happen to another child. Nowhere. Anyone's child.
Ever.
Investigators are still looking into this here in the state of New Jersey, but so far no plans to change Ferris wheels at all, the design of them at least. No, that means no restraints, no cages. Investigators say it's just not necessary right now. They do say that if Abia was just with someone else, this entire tragedy could have been avoided. That's why they're urging everyone to ride with a buddy. No more riding alone this summer and any time in the future, anywhere you live in this country, to be safe. And by the way, this amusement park, Ann, will adhere to that new recommendation when the Ferris wheel reopens.
All right, Jeff Brosnan, thank you so much for reporting on this. Abia's parents, Twanda and Byron Jones, are joining us now exclusively, along with their attorney, Paul D'Amato. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Abia, from a name in the Bible.
Yes.
Meaning?
The servant of the Lord.
She was?
A servant.
Mm-hmm.
Describe her, 11 years old.
Beautiful. Helpful.
Very helpful. Loving, caring.
Old, young, whatever, any color. Awesome girl. And I was blessed to be a mother.
visibly moved when you heard the words in that prior report about her being alone on the Ferris wheel ride, alone.
It just tears me up that she was alone. Kills me.
You feel that she should not have been allowed on the Ferris wheel alone at 11?
Not at all.
No way.
Have you spoken to the chaperones, the people from the school outing, as to why that happened? Have they explained that to you?
No one.
We haven't spoken to anyone. We don't know anything about it, why it happened, why she was alone. It's just devastating because my baby girl is gone forever, and this is what our family have to deal with. We have 2 more children that's horrified by this, and this is what we're left to deal with.
Is your feeling, you're here today, this has just happened 2 weeks ago. You're really here not just out of love for your daughter, which is obviously overwhelming, but out of love for other families, because you're trying.
So this won't happen again ever. No one's child.
The same way we feel about our child is the same way I'm sure other parents feel about their child. And we wouldn't want no other child to be hurt.
Not like this.
So what is your message? We don't know yet all the details about what happened. Is it don't let your child only be alone, but is it also about restraints? Is it also about something else that you think needs to change?
We just need to be careful and pay attention to what's going on around us. Safety is the key. And however they run the rides or what have you, we just need to pay more attention to our child. Just be mindful that things can happen.
They have seatbelts in cars, so I think they should have more.
Some type of restraint.
Some type of more security on a ride like that.
Paul, do you think that this case is going to make changes?
It has to, Ann. The same exact accident happened almost to the day 5 years ago in California when a 6-year-old boy fell out of the same type of Ferris wheel. For the owner of that pier to say that the history of Ferris wheel accidents is exemplary is wrong. All of your viewers can go on the internet and find out about how so many Ferris wheels have happened all around the world. On the same type of Ferris wheel in South Korea, 5 people fell out and died. The key has to be restraints, lap bars, something that will keep everybody in, including adults. Just having another person in the gondola is not enough. Okay? There's a balance issue. They tell you that when we're unloading, we might have to move you around and around for balance purposes.
Right.
They know about the issue, and it has to be cured by having the restraints.
Well, obviously, this is still to resolve. We're waiting for the results of the investigation.
Correct.
We're waiting to see what the fallout will be.